How do you deal with a narcissist? How do you work with somebody who's a bully? What about a crazy maker, somebody that just literally drives you crazy? I'd like to share some mindful practices for engaging with people who have a distorted sense of self, people with very big egos who have had a lot of trauma and drama in their life, and how to work with them skillfully. Let's first talk about some of the characteristics of somebody who is a narcissist. So somebody who is a narcissist or a bully or a crazy maker, or even somebody who's in a position of power, oftentimes they have an inflated sense of self. So everything about themselves is more valuable than you and your experience. So oftentimes when you're dealing with a narcissist, they will deny, diminish, completely blame you for the experience that you're having with them. And this is also called gaslighting, where they literally project their experience onto you and make you feel small, insecure, unsure, uncertain about yourself and what you're really feeling and sensing about the situation. So you know you're dealing with a crazy maker because you literally start having the thought, am I going crazy, or is this, and the thought crazy keeps coming to you. And you might even start to self-project, thinking that you're the crazy one because they're the ones, it's always on their watch, right? So everything that's according to their own needs, their own time, their own energy, what they have space for you. And oftentimes these people are charismatic. They're very charming. They draw you in. And the thing about narcissists is they feed off your energy, and especially your emotional energy or your emotional distress. So let's understand too that people who have narcissistic behavior often have suffered from severe or extreme trauma. So they don't know that they're acting from a self-inflated place. That's their normal. So anything that doesn't fit in their normal is abnormal, which what they might make you feel is abnormal. So if you feel tension, if you feel chaotic, if you feel ungrounded, spacey, strange, any of these types of feelings, it's likely that you're dealing with somebody who's a narcissist or a crazy maker. So here are some mindful practices that you can put into place. And the first is to stop. Stop and ground yourself. Connect yourself to the earth, to this present moment. Because what you'll often see with narcissists is that they tend to move fast. You know, their rhythm is chaotic. It's fragmented. The way they communicate, you know, it's not consistent. There is no fluidity that's there. Oftentimes they're fast talkers. You know, they say one thing and all of a sudden you're swept off your feet and you don't even remember what happened an hour earlier. The first thing is to just stop and come back to yourself, and not really put so much focus on the other person. And I just want to say too that narcissists tend to target people who are empathic, intuitive, and have strong healing abilities because they feed off good energy. They literally can get hooked into people and really feed off the attention and energy, and in a sense sort of suck that energy like a vampire, and you're often left feeling scattered, drained, depleted, out of sorts, and you just don't feel clear. These are some of the signs that you might have gotten hooked in with somebody who is a narcissist and kind of ensnared and entangled in their world. So that's the first thing, is to stop, to get grounded, and to come back to yourself and your own true experience. So coming back to yourself and telling yourself the experience that you're having and validating your own experience, because narcissists, they can often make you feel so small. They project so strongly their own insecurities, their own blind spots, they really think they're being genuine actually when they project all this energy, their own anger, all the stuff they haven't chosen to look at or deal with, they'll project onto you. So if you bring something up, if you speak the truth, if you are consistent, if you are doing something that's grounded or in integrity, this can actually light up a narcissist. It can make them so angry. It can make them act out. And that's another sign, is that subtly you might have a fear of this person, a fear of their response to your honesty. You are afraid that they are going to overreact, that they're going to lash out at you, that they're going to somehow get back at you. And that's another sign that you might be dealing with somebody who's just completely out of balance, is that you feel subtly afraid of the other person and their response if you were to address the honest truth. Thirdly, be consistent. Be very consistent. When you are dealing with a narcissist, it's important that you speak simply and consistently, almost like a broken record. If they have broken an agreement with you, disappointed you, or betrayed you, lying and narcissism often go hand in hand. They have such big blind spots. Oftentimes, lying is what supports their position. So it's important to stay consistent, almost like a broken record. When somebody's coming at you in a certain way, practice that simple consistency. Don't get entangled. And that goes to the fourth thing. Practice strong boundaries. Have incredibly clear, healthy boundaries with the other individual. And a boundary with a narcissist will have to be usually stronger than it would be for anybody else. So for a narcissist, you would include something probably like a consequence if they were to break your boundary. If they were to keep calling you at all hours of the night, your boundary might be, if you don't stop calling me at those times, I will block you from my phone. And taking action on the consequence of that boundary is so key, because that's the consistency. Consistency is very healing. When you stay true to your word and you practice integrity on some level, that is healing to a narcissist. But I just want to make the point that don't ever expect to heal a narcissist, to have a healthy conversation with somebody who's not healthy, who's not ready for that. Don't expect them to empathize with you, to listen to you. You can certainly make the effort, but if you think that you can change somebody who's coming from a position like this, you are completely wasting your time. You're going to put a lot of effort. Have a clear awareness of, how you are engaging with the other person. Make sure that you're clear about, why am I in this relationship or connection? What is it within me? Is there any woundedness within me that's attracting this, that feels the need to heal or save or help someone else, to help set them straight? And lastly, practice non-reaction. The more distressed you are, the more tied up in knots, the more chaotic you are, frazzled, the more energy that the narcissist can feed off of from you. So oftentimes bullies, the way they interact is when they get a really strong emotional reaction, it feeds and encourages their behavior. So the more that you can come back to being neutral, come back to your breath, come back to yourself and being grounded, and in a sense, mindfully disconnecting from their world, from their energy, so that you can return to your own center, the more skillfully you'll be able to respond to their requests or their demands or their accusations, whatever it might be. They often feel entitled, entitled to your time, entitled to your energy, entitled to being served. And it's really important when you are working with somebody like this, you might have to work with them. Their emotional level is like a 5-year-old. And how do you deal with somebody who's like a child? You are kind and you're firm and you're consistent. You have healthy boundaries. You don't allow yourself to get ensnared and caught up and going around crazy in circles when you're dealing with somebody who's a narcissist. So we're going to end with a short meditation practice. So let's say that you have been interacting with somebody like this. This could be a family member. This could be a loved one. This could be a coworker or even a friend. Somebody that kind of consumes in an unbalanced way your time, your energy, your thoughts. They kind of implant this confusion, anxiety, tension, just a feeling of being scattered and all over the place, like you've just sort of lost yourself. These are the kind of experiences you can start to have when you're dealing with somebody with a lot of narcissism. So we're going to just practice a few tools together. So the first is to come to your center, come inside your body, your space. And one of the greatest ways to do that is being aware of your body, and especially the lower half of your body, finding that connection to your whole body and the earth. So like I said, if you're dealing with somebody who's narcissistic, you often feel disembodied. You feel out of it, out of your body, out of your space, out of your element. And you're going to pull all your energy and attention back into your body and make that intention to connect to the earth. You can even envision like a tree trunk growing from your entire body into the earth with deep roots, growing deep into the earth. And through that grounding cord that you just created, releasing any energy or exchanges or stories from this person that you've been dealing with, just releasing with full permission all of that energy, all of that drama, chaos, trauma. And it just happens effortlessly. And then envision gathering all of your energy like a golden sun above your head. Any of your energy that's been scattered or fragmented or, torn apart or pulled or pushed, you're going to gracefully call your energy back like a golden sun above your crown. And gently let that golden sun of all your own essence and energy fill you up from the inside out. So you just watch all of your body, the energy around you, like a golden egg being submersed in your own field of peace and calm. And in this space, extending towards yourself compassion and self-love. Compassion and self-love. Knowing that even though we're all connected, we are also unique individual souls. And grounding an intention to be in your own body, to trust your own experience, your own feelings and thoughts, and that nobody else's experience, feelings, or thoughts are greater than your own. We can listen, we can observe the experiences of others, but we can also deeply honor our own inner experience and what's truly healthy for us. So we'll close with meditation coaching questions. What would be the healthiest action for me to take for myself? What would be the healthiest action for me to take for myself? What would allow me to feel free and peaceful, autonomous, what healthy boundary can I take action on now? What is the best healthy boundary? And this is to serve everyone. It's not about cutting people out or shutting people out. It's about setting a sacred space, a space where you can experience calm and energy of feeling collected and centered. Thank you so much for joining me for that mindfulness practice. Namaste. Thank you so much. If you enjoyed this, please like and subscribe. And we look forward to serving you on your health and meditation path.